Jarvis, can you believe that they made a movie after that Black Sabbath song?
Oh,
That's it.
that was it. Okay. Man, I feel like we do this every couple of weeks or so.
Yeah, routinely.
Crazy. This is Full Time Movie Fans. Welcome back.
And we've been full-time movie fans.
Yeah, we're
I
full time.
can't do words today.
That's okay. This whole thing is just a bunch of words. It's been one of those days for you, huh?
I gotta call some people.
Man, I've had a day myself, but I'm happy because it's full-time movie fans time, and we're talking about a really, really awesome movie.
Yeah, I was just telling you that I believe that this is still the best superhero movie ever made.
Superhero movie. You know what? And you know what I think? I'm going to say it in this one, and I'm going to say it in the next episode. The next one that we record after this, I would argue, is the best comic book movie that I've seen.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting thing to say.
Yeah.
Because I've read them.
You know what? That's kind of funny. I guess, we pick movies at random usually. And I know that a few of the ones we picked recently have been kind of similar.
Yeah.
This is no different. They're both comic book movies.
Yeah, sort of, if you want to call it a comic book.
Oh, I do. So, to finish up. Yes,
I do.
Yes. This Full-Time Movie Fans, I think I've said that 15 times already, but I am one of the hosts of this YouTube podcast show.
And I'm the other host of this joint.
This is Jarvis.
And this is also Jarvis.
Get your fill of Jarvis.
This is not the Jarvis part's not a joke though. If you're here for the first time, this isn't an Iron Man joke.
I forgot. Yeah, because
his name is Jarvis.
Yeah, spoilers. We're doing Iron Man. This is our first review.
Yeah, if you can't read, we're doing Iron Man.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you know this. You clicked on the video,
right?
You saw that we're doing Iron Man.
Yeah.
But yes, my last name is Jarvis. People just call me Jarvis, and so
yeah,
I have a funny story that I don't know if you know. But in my work experience, I was working at a collision center repairing vehicles. We have to call out to insurance companies sometimes. And while I was doing that, I called out, and it's common practice to take each other's names for your notes. I talked to so-and-so on this day. So I'm talking to the girl at the insurance company, and she says, "Hey, what's your name just for my notes?" And I just usually give my first name, and she asked for my last name too, and I was like, "Oh, Daniel Jarvis." And she kind of chuckled, and she's like, "That's funny." And I was like, "Yeah, I know. I get it all the time since Iron Man. Everybody always just likes my last name because of it." And then she says, "Yeah, I get that too." And I was like, "Really?" And she was like, "Yeah, my last name is Stark." And I was like,
and now they're married and they live happily ever after.
yeah, we have 15 kids.
Yeah.
All named after
15.
Each one of them named after an Avenger.
We gotta talk about this later. That might be a problem.
Yeah, it's not a real thing. But it was pretty funny. Stark and Jarvis.
Yeah. Your first child's name is Tony. The second one's name is the Mark 1.
Yeah. I'll be Jarvis
Mark
this one, and
1.
you can be Tony. You can be
Okay.
Tony Stark,
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
be
be.
Jarvis.
Yeah, my last name's actually Tony.
Oh, well, there you have it. All right, well, now that we've introduced ourselves, and we can get on with the thing. The thing that we do. The thing that you're here for.
So, Jarvis, I watched the movie last night. Again, phenomenal movie, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, all three of the Iron Man movies, I'd say 1.5 of them are good.
Okay. I generally liked all of them. I know that there was a lot of criticism on the second one for
being forgettable.
Well, no, because a lot of people didn't
remember.
A lot of people don't like what they did with
Iron Patriot.
Aldrich Killian and the Mandarin, which they rectified later with Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
But they didn't like that. They're like, no, don't change things from the comics. We don't like that.
Yeah.
And then
Weird
that
weird
was
take.
yeah, that was the aim where the people got, modified and could heat themselves up and stuff like that. Oh no, was that the third one?
That's the
That's
third
the
one.
third one. You're right. The second one is forgettable.
Thank you,
Point proven.
IRL Jarvis.
I just proved your point.
Yep,
Man.
the second one's forgettable.
You're gonna gloat about that forever.
I'll gloat about it for a week.
Yeah, you'll live on that one for a little.
Yeah, and then every time somebody mentions it from watching the podcast.
Yeah.
So put in the comments so I don't forget.
Yeah, point proven. You're right. You're right about this. But we're not talking about the
I'm going
second
to keep
one.
a jar. We're not talking about the second
Michael
one.
was right, Jar.
I would not be able to tell you what happened in the second one.
Oh,
because
I remember now.
forgot.
I could tell you. Because my memory is great, which we will find out again during this
Yeah.
podcast on Iron Man,
here we
because I
go.
did not watch it in a long time. So I'm going based off of memory.
Yeah, and I'm also going off of memory, but recent memory,
Yeah.
because we watched a lot. A lot happens in that movie, by the way.
Yep.
It's like quite literally one thing after the other after the other. Everyone remembers him building the suit in the cave and then getting out.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, that's where everybody's brain normally remembers the movie. Like, that's like the whole movie for them. That's the first like 20 minutes.
yeah. It actually takes
and it's 2 hours long.
Yeah. I mean, are we going to do our first impressions? Can you remember your first impression when you first watched it?
I watched it when it came out back in
2008.
You think it was 2008? It was 2008. Yeah.
See, I remember that. That was off of memory.
Yeah. My parents freshly divorced. My dad losing the house. Went to go see Iron Man. Don't remember with who. Probably my middle school rich friend, which everyone has, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about Tony Stark. This is the Tony Stark of my life. His dad, not him. Him very broke because he's like 12. But
So basically that was your friend. It was I would make a Spider-Man reference and say you're Harry Osborn.
yeah, okay,
Rich,
yeah,
and then your life
We
is
can do
kind of
that.
falling apart like
Yeah.
Peter's as always is, but
yeah,
you've got your rich best friend.
different movie, but yeah,
Yeah, different
I'll
movie.
take
Same
that.
universe.
Yeah, I'll take that. Well, different universe, but same universe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
different multiverse.
Yeah.
God, this is going so well so far.
This will be in our top 5 best.
Yeah. The top 5 best ramblings. So I remember liking it. I also remember not remembering any of it until I rewatched it like a year ago with Sybil when she forced me to rewatch everything. And then it really solidified a lot of things for me, but like pieces were put together in my head more because I'm a big Jon Favreau fan.
Yeah.
But from before the Marvel Cinematic Universe came to be,
Yeah.
from Chef and
Chef was great. We're going to have to do that one.
Yeah, and Elf. Love Jon Favreau. He's a very, very funny man. Very great producer too. Obviously.
Yeah, apparently. Well, I mean, he's done a lot of stuff for Marvel / Disney. He's done Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, he
was doing the Mandalorian, right?
Yeah.
So
Well,
he
not
did
only
that.
that, when you say he's done things, he's basically made them
Yeah.
because he's also the executive producer for all of them.
Yeah, and I was going to mention this. He really went up to bat for Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want him. Nobody wanted him. He was kind of in a rough spot. These days, they would say he was probably canceled or close to it. You know what I mean?
An OG canceled celebrity.
Before it was canceled. I guess not. I don't know if he was blacklisted, but he was definitely not thought of very fondly.
The phrase you're looking for is blackballed.
Okay.
This is a blacklisted means he doesn't get jobs. Blackballed just
Yeah.
means that like your reputation is so bad that people don't really want to give you jobs.
Yeah.
It's slightly different, but pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Turns out that Jon Favreau was absolutely correct because
Oh, 1,000,000%.
he's like the only person for the job.
He is Tony Stark. Like he is Iron Man. Like
Yeah, I couldn't tell you how exactly this whole thing came to be. I can't tell you if I think the script was necessarily like the very best or if Robert Downey Jr. really just took what they were doing and like ran with it. But this whole thing came together like
I would say that
beautifully.
he manufactured a great persona and flew away with it.
I would say that he.
You get it?
I do.
Okay.
I would say that he had destroyed his own reputation from being an asshole so much that he just showed up to set and started saying lines.
Hey,
I would say that's probably what happened.
Because I feel like that's kind of what we do. We just kind of show up and just say words.
Yeah, well, hopefully our reputation's not so terribly destroyed that if we could pull it off as
I
well.
think we can for now.
I think saying somebody could pull off like OG Tony Stark is an insult, you know, because he is just insufferable. But like Robert Downey Jr. pulled it off to a point where you're like, man, this guy's a dick. But I really like see him pulling through.
Yeah, I feel like when we did Deadpool, I mentioned that Ryan Reynolds is not really acting; he's just being himself.
Yeah.
On camera.
Yeah.
I do feel the same way about Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark / Iron Man.
Yeah.
To a lesser degree, just because I think Robert Downey Jr. as a person is a better person than Tony Stark was in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like by the time we get to spoilers, Endgame, when he dies.
What?
Yeah, sorry if you haven't seen Endgame.
You telling me
Tony Stark?
You telling me Darth Vader's Luke's father now?
I'm telling you all the things. Tooth fairies are not real.
Then why did I see Dwayne the Rock Johnson in that one movie?
Named after Tooth Fairy?
Yeah.
I do not know because I've not seen that.
Oh.
But in the beginning, Tony Stark is kind of a meanie jerkhead.
Yeah, but then he turns out being just fine, which I feel like Robert Downey Jr. also fixed his own self-image and public persona
by being really awesome in Iron Man.
And so now he's going to be Dr. Doom.
Speaking of Dr.
In the
Doom,
new ones.
Iron Man was really great.
Yeah. I agree. You should watch it. I still maintain that I believe that this Iron Man 1 is the best superhero movie ever done.
So, but your first impressions weren't very strong because you don't remember much of it, and you were surrounded by a lot of
well, let's be real. I was going through a lot.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's kind of heavy stuff.
I was going through a lot. I was 10.
Yeah, that's too much, man.
It's like asking a 10-year-old what they had for breakfast. They're not going to be able to tell you.
Yeah.
At least not me. I wouldn't have been able to tell you. I probably couldn't tell you right now. What'd you have for breakfast?
I'd rather not say.
Oh yeah, that bad?
Yeah, that bad.
Mine was hot dog from Costco.
Nice.
What were your first impressions of the movie? Do you recommend it to people to watch if they'd like to watch a movie?
Yeah. I mean, it's so I agree with you in that I think it's one of the best Marvel movies ever created. It's so good. I mean, you look at the good and the bad. The whole Marvel Cinematic Universe, it really truly stands on Iron Man's shoulders. This first movie.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, 2008 was so long ago. Don't even remind me how many years that is. I'm not gonna do the math because I'll just get into a depressing spiral.
14.
Oh, you son of a gun. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, sorry, 16.
Stop. But with CGI even back then, you watch Iron Man today, it still holds up so well. I think
it's a little noticeable. It's a little goofy.
It's showing its age a little bit, but I think that for the most part, I don't think it's as drastic of noticing it as much as I don't know. I don't have any real examples at the moment, but you know what I mean.
This
So yeah, great. I would watch.
this episode's going down as
definitely
one
watch
of our all-time best ones for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
if someone ever makes a list in the future
This is
of our
this is
channel,
gonna be up there.
Yeah, this is gonna
Yeah,
be.
this one's definitely one of the best ones.
Yeah, it's a good thing that we prepared.
Hey, you
How'd you like that episode? Did you like it?
like movies? You like this one?
Do ya?
You should subscribe to this
Yeah,
channel right
like
now.
Also, as well.
Yeah, you got friends? Yeah, you do.
Do you? Hopefully.
Show it to them.
Prove
Show
it.
this to them.
Prove it. Prove it to us. You got friends.
There's other videos to watch too. Why don't you watch those if you're so cool?
Yeah. Prove you're not a bot. Leave a comment.
Nerd.